first time I woke up. I sat up, I noticed all the IVs. I was extremely confused, scared, all those emotions rushing in. I knew I was in a hospital, but also I was just still confused, like, how did I end up here? I was just in bed at home, and now I time warped to a hospital. Like, what just happened here?
I had to call his parents and my parents, and that is something you never want to be on the other end of, having to tell someone our loved one has been in such a terrible accident and we don't know. Is he gonna make it? Is he going to be okay?
Patients mirror the vital signs of those close to them. They feel the best with those around them that love them. That's the first step in that patient healing.
When you're in a situation where it's traumatic or emotional, you need that area of peace and ability to gather your thoughts or make phone calls. It gives you, I think, a sense of comfort.
When I came into Lankenau, I wasn't doing too good. A little bit away from knocking on death's door,
Trauma care is very systematic. What I like to tell a lot of people is, if you think about a dance recital, we do the dance recital every time somebody comes into our trauma bay.
So once a patient arrives at the trauma center, the EMS crew gives their report to the team, and then the team does a very rapid preliminary survey of the patient.
Brain injuries are a lot different than just a broken bone or, anything like that.
First thing, we're going to make sure that their airway is good. We'll definitely do a thorough neuro examination. If they have to be intubated, we'll intubate them immediately.
We then get them over to the CAT scan, which allows us to diagnose the degree of brain injury.
Every 12 hours, he was getting different scans.
CT can allow us to see inside the body and all the parts of the body without obviously doing an operation. The force CT scan that we have is especially powerful because it can take all of those images and do it very, very quickly and with a very high quality of image.
They get their CAT scan on the force really fast, and then they're back on with their patient care. So that's been a really important part of the trauma care that we provide here.
So I think what sets our trauma program apart really is the collaborative nature of our care. The work has to be collaborative for it to be successful. So if there wasn't good communication across every transition of care from our EMS partners to the emergency department, to trauma, to operating room or ICU, the patient would suffer in the gaps.
All trauma centers have to report all their patients into a national data bank. Lankenau and Paoli have routinely been graded to be in the top 10% of all trauma centers in this country.
It's a huge number of people that it takes to do this. It would not be a stretch to say there are hundreds of people who are at each point along the course of the trauma patient's care who are contributing to saving their life.
From the doctors to the nurses, they definitely cared. Everybody wants to get you back to square one.
When the patient hurts, we hurt. We want to help them develop and succeed and get back to their normal daily life.
I think we have a good blend of clinical excellence, but also great service and great care. Sometimes trauma centers focus just on the clinical aspects, but they don't meet the needs of the patients and their families. And I think we've done a great job in blending those two things together. And honestly, a lot of this was made possible through philanthropy, which is even better because the FAST CT in particular was given by a grateful patient who wanted to, make sure we had the latest and greatest technology in our new trauma center.
So that philanthropy really helps us deliver what our community expects from us in a way that I think is good financial stewardship and a good investment on the part of our donors.
With the technologies that they have at Lankenau and Mainline Health as a whole, they were able to really make sure that he was being monitored, so he was in very good hands.
My state was improving in a rapid way, but it was still a long journey ahead.